Welcome to the Books, Beards, Booze podcast, where we talk books, drink booze, and have beards.
Right. As always, I am Bob of Tales by Bob.
I'm the Ask the Podcast, Derek.
I'm Tanya.
Well, that was...
Lackluster.
I'm Tanya.
There we go. That's better.
We'll accept it, but...
Beep, 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 beep. Tanya.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay.
I'm going to tell everybody that you were tap dancing while you said that.
I did the
Yeah.
arm thing.
Well, yeah.
And really, all tap dancing's all in the arms anyway, as
Of
everyone
course,
does.
everyone
you know?
knows that.
Oh, yeah.
So...
It's like beer taps with your hands.
What?
Like,
No,
do you see me moving
No,
the beer
we
tap? with
got
my hand?
we
what
got
you're
it,
saying,
but
but
just-
that is so
Because
wrong.
tap dancing with your feet's so tiring. I would rather tap dance with my hands on the beer taps.
I think I liked her better when she was low energy.
You specifically requested this.
All right, no.
I was like, hey, I don't feel good. I might kind of be a little low. And you're like, no, I need pepperoni, pepski, poopski.
Actually,
I was like,
you said all of those
yeah, you said all those things.
Well, you said
That
give me
was
some
your-
pep.
That was your
I
pep.
was trying.
I tried to give you a pep talk.
You want some lemon pepper?
Pepperoni.
So obviously you heard our episode on Sunday. We had some technical difficulties that involved Bob being an idiot.
But really, what else is probably new?
Yeah, and I left my laptop at a place where
This bitch bougie with two houses.
I'm in the process of moving, and stuff got left at a house that shouldn't have been, so we couldn't record. But luckily, we had that canned episode, so we were good to go.
Hope you liked it.
Yeah, it was fun. You know, I remember having fun recording it. So, yeah, we were. That was the little hiccup, but now we're back. We're back on track, and
and better than ever.
yeah.
Well, let's not oversell.
Well, better than ever. That's a low bar, though. So
Also true.
yeah. So all right.
Let's get ready to limbo.
Go.
Below the low
Below-
bar?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. It took me a second. All right. So this week we decided we wanted to know, what book would you most like to play as a video game?
Video games.
We've all been video game players to varying degrees. I think it's safe to say that we were all bigger video game players. Well, Derek, you've probably been the biggest gamer most recently because you did League for a little while.
Yeah, I did League for a good...
Are you playing anything now?
I don't play League actively currently, but up until about a year ago, so that would have been 6 years in a
Yeah.
row of hard and heavy video gaming, like
Yeah.
pretty much all of my free time.
And I know, Tanya, you were a big WoW player for a long time.
Yeah. I
Me,
haven't played in a very long time, though. It's been years and years.
for me,
Yeah, but you played Diablo and stuff like that since
let's
then.
kind of just
My
talk
internet's
about.
trash. I can't really play. I play Battle Cats on my phone.
Yeah.
Like, my internet's
Well,
garbage.
hey, but that counts, though. I mean,
Yeah.
video game, be on your phone.
Yeah.
I'm currently, my video game on my phone is a game called Marginalia Hero.
The hell?
Oh, is it the same, like...
Yeah, it's
oh,
you.
okay.
What it is someone has taken all the artwork from the margins of like medieval manuscripts, and you go through fighting the monsters that they drew in the.
That's kind of funny.
It looks super cool.
It's very much like you have to be kind of like. It's all about like timing, like tapping in time to things, and it gets tricky. And yeah, that's my game. But that's kind of an outlier for me. My big
Single player.
single player open
world.
world RPGs is my bread and butter. And when I was younger, it was real time strategy games. Like straight up, all I played was real time strategy games. And then they started making actual good open world RPGs like Fallout series, Elder Scrolls series, games like that, Witcher, and I just dove all in. And that's my main wheelhouse.
Yeah, I play all of the things for the most part.
Yeah.
I've only ever really played Blizzard games. And I played Fable through twice. I think I was
yeah.
a good guy the first time, and then the second time I went back and, like, killed all the chickens. It was like the bad person
Yeah.
the second go around, and then I was done.
Nice.
Yeah, so I played Fable twice, and then a whole lot of Warcraft, and some D3, and Hearthstone. That's about it.
So I think we brought. I brought a fair number. First off, so have any of y'all played a video game that was based on a book that you really enjoyed?
Not that I know of.
Well, because
Based on a book.
now I mean, there are tons of World of Warcraft
Yeah,
books
but
now, but they
those
were
are-
based on the game,
Yeah.
not the reverse.
Right. So I'm not going to count WoW
yeah.
at all.
All right, so for
I mean,
me,
Diablo's vaguely like angelic-y, Christian-y. I wouldn't even
No.
say no.
No.
Okay,
No.
that was a real stretch.
No, I don't think
I
I've-
saw you hurting yourself with that stretch.
I don't.
I'm not very limber
I don't think I've read anything based.
or played anything based on a book.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that I can think of offhand.
Yeah, I have. The Dune series. Dune, not Doom. Dune.
Oh,
Like
did you play the
book,
Lord
for-
of the blah 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 fucking Lord of the Rings game?
Oh, Shadow
Oh.
of Mordor?
I played.
That
Yeah, I
was
played
really
a little
good.
bit
That
of it.
Helm's
Yeah.
Deep.
I've got
sequence?
it. Never beat it, but
Yeah.
Yeah, there were some really cool Lord of the Rings games.
Yeah, I remember
Especially Shadow
those.
of Mordor,
yeah,
which
that's
is...
the. Did you ever play the second one that came out?
No. I heard it was good, but I heard it was
Yeah.
kind of marred by some microtransactions.
Yeah, but I thought I couldn't remember if they ended up actually eventually taking those out because people complained about it so much.
Yeah, I
Or-
never followed up on it. But
Yeah.
that was good, but that was kind of like... It was less based on the books and more based on the stuff between
Between
the
the book-
cracks
yeah.
kind of deal.
kinda-
Very cool.
That's what I was gonna say. Was I've like that, and I've had those Arkham Asylum games. That's not real. That's based on comic books, not
books,
so
yeah.
much. It's
Yeah,
just kind
those
of
are
kind
cool.
of
Books are
accurate.
books,
But
it's
yeah.
comic books.
Wait, didn't you... You know, they made a Krondor game.
Yeah, I tried to play it once, long time ago, but
Yeah.
I couldn't get it to work on my computer at the time. And,
Yeah. Oh, and then you could make the argument that the Baldur's Gate,
which is what I was
games-
about to say. Was I played Ravenloft back in the day? That
Okay.
was based on.
I mean, based on D&D
yeah.
IPs,
So
which they made
kind
books
of,
of, and
right.
source books and whatnot.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But I would say that from the perspective of based on good literary books, something that we would have read for the podcast,
Yeah.
with the exception of Shadows of Mordor,
Nothing really.
nothing really. And even that, I never finished. I only played it a little bit at the beginning and realized, oh, this looks really good. I
Yeah.
need to play this when I'm focused, and then
I
never
beat the
went
fuck
back
out
to
of
it.
that game.
Yeah.
I went hard in the paint. That's me. Like, at this point, I will play a game hard and heavy for about a week. Like, it's one of those deals, like, I stay so busy that it's hard for me to find time to really devote to a game. So, like, once every, 3 months, I'll be like, all right, let's scratch this
Game
itch.
time.
It's game time. For a week, I'll just play something hard and heavy. And so, I beat that. Like, the only ones I'll give a little more time to is, maybe a Fallout or Witcher 3.
Well, the other
Some of
ones
those.
that you play a lot.
Yeah,
Because
those tend to, you need to sink a good 60 hours into it to really get the full effect.
And you do Borderlands and stuff like that because that
Yeah,
takes a little bit more time.
I'll
too,
say
doesn't
this:
it?
I played Borderlands when I was in college, so I had
Yeah.
a lot more free time.
Yeah.
But so the Dune series,
Right.
they did a series of real-time strategy games.
I feel like you've
that-
mentioned this to
that
me, but I
were-
don't.
He mentioned it during the Dune episode,
Yeah.
I believe, or the
Yeah.
Dune follow-up episode where I was like, yeah, my bad.
Yeah, no, it was good. They were good. They were really good RTSs. And Dune 2, if I remember correctly, kind of revolutionized the genre. It was really a genre-defining RTS. They ended up making 4. There was Dune 1, Dune 2, Dune 2000, which is real good. It was very much a Command and Conquer clone. It was
Right.
made by Westwood as well. And then they did... I can't remember what the fourth one was called. The fourth one was really just gorgeous RTS. It had a lot of cool things. But they're not super accurate. Because
Go
they
figure.
just so you can play as the Atreides or the Harkonnen, but then they just made up a third house called the Ordos.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's so there's just this house that they just made up.
Why didn't they just use the Fremen?
Fremen were never a playable faction, but in Dune, in some of the later Dune games, you could build a structure.
That would let you
if you're
build
the
Fremen?
Atreides, you could
Yeah.
have a building that would produce Fremen.
Yeah, that's what I figured. But
So-
it just
but
seems
one
like
cool thing was all the games had sandworms in them. So when you would go harvest the spice,
you had a chance of getting wrecked.
sandworms would be traveling around. Anything that was not on rock. If you were traveling and a sandworm passed near, it might just swallow one of your units. It was cool. All right.
Would the God of War games count as games based on books?
Well, I mean that's
'Cause I
game based
played
on
those.
mythology.
Well, it kind of
Yeah.
counts.
I
Those
never
were
really
fun.
played those. They looked really good.
They were fun.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
most recent one though looks real.
Oh
good.
yeah. No, I've heard
Yeah.
nothing but good things. That when it's Norse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I could get down with that.
And you
Yeah.
got that
They were
magic
enjoyable.
axe. I've seen a couple of playthroughs of it,
Yeah.
parts of the playthrough, because I don't have anything that could play on because I only PC game.
Yeah.
And it looked real good. I just
Yeah.
Didn't have anything. That's the problem I've come up to recently is if it's not on PC, I can't play it, which has really caused me problems because there's a lot of games. I mean, I like sports. There's sports games that don't come out on PC either. I've been really itching to play a baseball game for a while now. They don't have any anymore on PCs.
I want Tor or Orbit, one of these fantasy book publishers. I want them to sink the money into developing a League of Legends style game with only characters from books that they published. So
I could never have a life ever again.
That would be fun.
Oh my god.
So let's talk about what game some of the games you'd like to see.
Okay.
And so I came up with like five
I've
of
got
varying
different
things.
types.
So I'll go ahead and just start us off real quick.
I'll kind of wing it.
Yeah.
Because I've gotten one that's the correct answer. And then,
Oh, no, I've got one that's the correct answer. It hit me by surprise. I was like, oh, my God. The fact that this game will never get made, I just died a little at the thought of it.
Yeah.
Do we want to say, like, any of these ideas are ours, and if they come to be actual games, then we want a slice of that pie?
Well, obviously, they're going to be... I mean, obviously, they're going to hit us up.
Well, yeah.
Of
Yeah,
course.
I'm just saying.
I mean, they're going to be like, oh, these... like, I mean... EA is probably going to just hire us all after this.
I mean,
they're going to hear this episode and be like, oh, let's hire these geniuses.
Creative consultant Tanya over here going to earn that
She's
title.
even got the title, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so there was a game back in the day called Gangsters Organized Crime. It was a cool game. It was like SimCity-ish, but like imagine like SimCity, but the city's already built, and you are
organizing the crime.
You're a mafia boss trying to establish yourself. And so, like, you hire thugs to go do extortion. Like, you set, like, the week. Like, here are your orders for the week. Go do them. And then it plays out, like, at, like, enhanced speed, and you can but you can kind of zoom in and yada, yada. It was a really fun game. I want that, but Jade City.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
That would be cool, but then
you get to play the horn.
Yeah, but then I would be super frustrated that I couldn't, like, watch play as them in combat.
Well, maybe you could. Maybe they put that in there.
Well, here's the thing. You picked Jade City for that. I think Jade City would be better more as, like, a PvP with an RP element where, like, you have to manage your resources, manage your Jade, and, like, you can fight somebody to take their Jade, but then maybe it's kind of like...
too much? Do you get Jade sickness?
Yeah, but then maybe it's also kind of like the old Warcrafts where you could, like, build a mine, but you build your own Jade mine, and then, like, you kind of level up your character. I don't know what the fuck you call these games.
RTS.
I don't know that technical thing.
Real-time strategy games.
Yeah, so, like, you grow up through the little school and shit, and you pew-pew and kill people and take their Jade. I would. That's on my list.
I think
if
you did a Jade City RTS, I think you could do something like that.
You know what I think would be really though a Grand Theft Auto, but Grand Theft Jade.
Where you're trying to hunt down green bones and take them.
You start out start out that you are a guy who just came out of the academy, and you work your way up to being
in the city. Oh, see, if it was Grand Theft Auto like that, where like there's a storyline and you're playing through the war and you're getting opportunities.
I would like to see it like it starts out like it starts out before the start of the book, like you have time to work your way up and do some missions and stuff like that. But then like the events of the book,
shit
like halfway in, kick off, like heading climax.
Start ganking motherfuckers trying to like get their Jade.
Yeah.
I dig it.
That could be fun.
Yeah, that would be fun.
That would be fun. Here's another one I had. I want Kings of the Wild in the style of Dragon Age. You ever play any of the Dragon Age games?
Yeah.
No.
They were good. Basically, it was you would have a party of 3 people at all times.
I think you can have more in the later ones.
3 or 4?
I can't remember.
Maybe it's like 3 or 4 people. But like as you would go through, you would encounter new people. They might join you. You could kind of swap them out. But it was, it wasn't open world. But like it was kind of like how Fable was.
Yeah.
Like there's not just like this huge open world that you go through.
But you could kind of explore within some confines.
Yeah, you can explore this. Like you might be in a town. The town is kind of instanced. You can explore it. But like I just want the 4. Like I started out like you just start out with,
Clay Cooper.
Just Clay Cooper.
Yeah.
And
but the problem I have with this game idea, Bob, is how dare you take anyone out of that group?
Well, no, that's the thing though. You're not swapping out characters. You are.
That was my thing. It was like, how dare you, sir?
You do that, but the sequel, then you do, like a different group, or like maybe they have a free play mode or something like that.
Maybe you can.
Where you can build your own mercenary.
What's her face with the silk arrows?
Jane,
maybe.
Jane, something like that. Yeah, Lady Jane of Silk Arrows. Yeah. Like, just that. Like, you have your team of adventurers, you make your band, and you go into the wild.
That would be fun.
Let's be real here. Basically, you just make a Kings of the Wild MMO, because then you have the classes, you have the humor, you have the magic items, you have those people as some of the badass. You meet Saga in the world, and they give you missions, and you see cutscenes of them doing shit. That's what I'm talking about. And most MMOs you play as a person, but an MMO where you play as a party, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Like you have your band of 4
that you could just kind of swap through.
Yeah.
See, I also picked Kings of the Wild as a book that I would like to have as a game, but Hearthstone styled,
so
magic Hearthstone-y kind of, but have it also be Bloody Rose also. So Kings of the Wild and Bloody Rose,
combined.
So because with Hearthstone you can do free play, whatever, you've got cards, but then there's also here is a progression pack that you can kind of play through and open up characters. It'd just be kind of fun to have different Moog's bag as your hero power or some shit like that.
You'd have to have humorous nods to the game for cards. You'd have to have
that penis pill dust.
Stuff. Boner dust.
Boner
Boof.
dust. Yeah.
Moog's magical
owl bears. They're tank cards and they hug you to death. Yeah, so I think that would be fun.
I think what was you get God, what's the name of Clay's shield? Blackheart.
Blackheart.
I think it's
Blackheart.
Like that.
I think it's Blackheart.
Yeah, but
yeah, I just would be
if you play as Clay, you never get to go first.
No.
You're slow hand. You don't get to go first.
Yeah,
but it just because I don't play any games really with sound. I know Hearthstone and stuff, they have sound. I turn the sound off, but it would be fun for to have.
I can't judge you for that because
just stop.
Okay.
What?
Go ahead.
There are things that I partake in that I don't use sound.
And it's immediately what I thought of. It didn't say
boys.
I don't listen to sound with my porn. when I watch porn, I turn the sound off.
But that's.
Oh my! I just.
But that's 50% of the enjoyment.
We're not going into it. We're not going into it.
Okay, well, I turn the sound off my Vigi games.
Okay. So like I said,
because most of the time I'm listening to music, and so I want to hear my music rather than battle sounds.
Yeah.
But it would be fun to have I don't know, Moogie sounds and shit. I don't know.
Well, Moog is a synthesizer.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, or a brand of synthesizer.
I think it's
okay.
Yeah. That's where they got the name for Moog.
Super 80s.
Because also Moog is supposed. The fact that he's a wizard with a grab bag, he's supposed to be the
keyboardist kind of
synthesizer kind of guy.
So one of the ones I thought of for a game, and this isn't my actual answer, but it's something that I thought of that I would play some of, and it could be fun. Tanya, this isn't going to make any sense to you, but Bob, you'll get this. Did you ever play Star Siege Tribes?
Yes.
I want a Star Siege Tribes-like game, but it's Ender's Game with you just playing in the battle school.
Okay. That'd be cool. Star Siege Tribes was early first-person shooter MMO, kind of. I mean, it was not MMO, but it was definitely multiplayer.
Yeah.
It
was
like Quake. It was I think it may even use the Quake engine, but it was like Quake with jump packs.
Yeah, with jump jets and disc
jets,
launchers and
it was pretty cool. I never played a lot of it.
You had in
didn't
it
have
and stuff
internet.
like that, but basically it's something like that. And then you haven't read Ender's Game yet, but there's a battle school element of this where you're basically playing like that, but in 0G. So you would be in zero gravity, having to
Pew-pewing things.
jump
Yeah.
around and shoot things with lasers. And,
Yeah.
I can
yeah,
fuck with
I
that.
would play the crap out of that.
Yeah. Which one of yours?
So I know that we talked a whole lot of shit about Ready Player One.
Yeah.
A lot of shit.
Yeah.
But how much fucking fun would it be to play a Ready Player One game? Like,
You would have to sell me on it.
okay, so it's
Pitch me.
like an MMO like Warcraft. So because so much of Ready Player One was
The
open
game
world where
is
you could
in the Oasis, basically.
yeah, you are doing the egg hunting, but you don't have to be such a fucking super nerd. But you do get to, like, play through the movies, because that part was kind of cool, where he's...
What if it was
Just kind
a
of
full
things like
blown
that.
MMO that like every season they just built into the game a new
World.
a new egg hunt.
Yeah, like that
every,
would be a
like
lot
every,
of fun.
Every 6 weeks there's a new egg hunt that they just release in there, and so everyone's out there just
I
hunting.
mean, for
trying
all
to
intents
find.
and purposes, you could just make it a new MMO, and with the highest raid tier at the end of the highest raid, you get the egg.
No,
Yeah.
that's dumb.
It's literally what...
Stupid. I hate that. I hate everything about that. I want to be able to play by myself.
Oh, well, good luck with that.
See, that was the thing. Like, Warcraft was fun, but I didn't like partying with people, because I like to open all the little boxes, chop down all the fucking little things, and all my party would just go run through the dungeon.
Yeah,
So
well, that's why you...
I want to be able to do
Here's
this
the thing.
Ready
Yeah,
Player
your own
One
speed.
game
That's
all
why-
by myself.
That's why you play with people you actually know, because then if they don't go at your pace, you yell at them on Discord.
That is
Well-
accurate. That's not, like, I enjoyed playing WoW, like partying with the roommates kind
Yeah,
of deal.
exactly.
But
Way
then,
more than
like,
anything else.
The one time we raided, did a Blacklink lair, like I almost cried because everyone yelled at me, and I didn't know these people.
Well, that was kind of how I feel when I played League of Legends for the first time. I was like, all right, well, fuck it, I'm done.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
thing is...
I don't want to get yelled at.
my biggest gaming friend,
I'm
Chris...
too old to get yelled at by fucking people on the internet.
Well, see-
unless I'm in a comment section, and then I brought it on myself.
Well, see, nowadays, my thing is, my biggest gaming friend, Chris from Ohio, is always trying to, like, if we're playing games and he doesn't want to play the game that I'm playing or vice versa, he's like, well, just go find, talk to somebody, make a new friend on that game and play. I'm like, you don't understand, man.
Yeah.
I ain't got time for these people.
No.
And he's like, but I'm like, these people suck. He's like, well, the people we play with suck too, Derek. He's like, yeah, but I'm okay with playing with my friends.
those
that
are
suck
my
at this.
sucky people.
Exactly. And I'm way more comfortable with that.
Yeah.
And because I'm not going to get as mad. Because if somebody I don't even know is doing something, I'm going to get real pissed. If it's my buddy who's screwing things up, man, I brought him. I can't really get mad.
Right. No,
Yeah.
that's fair.
I would like to play Ready Player One
Oh, no, I
As-
can see that
as a game.
And
There
like
could be something in there.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there could be... I feel
Just
like if they actually made
the
it as
character,
a game, it would
the
be
character
better.
creator on there would be just really cool.
Well, look,
I think.
My whole thing is I liked all of the in-game stuff in that story.
Yeah.
Like anytime they were doing, because I like the idea of all these IPs coming into contact. That's fun, which will lead me to eventually my answer, the actual answer to this tangentially. But the idea of having all these different IPs and all these crossovers for all intents and purposes, that shit's awesome. And it's a lot of fun for a nerd like that.
That would be a lot of fun,
Okay.
I think.
So I got one for you. You know the Spider-Man games where you see, like I've never played one because I
Yeah.
just know I'd throw
The
the
most
fuck
recent
up.
one's supposed to be.
But you see him where they just he's got you can travel through the city real quick by swinging.
Yeah. Twing,
whatnot.
twing, twing. Yeah.
Mistborn in the style of one of the Spider-Man games.
Ooh.
Where you're just dropping down a coin and pushing off of it and
That would be fun.
using that to travel.
Only
It's just
problem
a
with
Mistborn heisty kind of game with you have a you
Do you
have,
get to pick your power, or is it
well,
randomly generated
I
for you?
think
You'd have to
how-
play a Mistborn. You'd have to have all the powers.
Well, how I
Right?
view it
Yeah.
is
But
no.
do you have to quest to?
Well,
figure
here's
out
what I
how
was
to
thinking.
use
I
your
wasn't
powers?
thinking open world or anything, not for real,
Mm-hmm.
But I just think it'd be leveled, different levels. You might play as different people,
Oh, okay.
kind of deal.
So you would play as,
Or maybe as you unlock characters,
Yeah.
this part of the city you couldn't get to before because you needed this power to get there. That kind of stuff. I've seen games like that before.
Yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I think that was one of my things when you said it. I was like, okay, if you had a game, see, I think that if you did it, let's say we took Mistborn before the first book, and you just gave the game is about one of the high houses, they're Mistborn, and some story that is taking place, and you get to play through just like espionage, sneaking up on people, killing people, moving through society, all that kind of stuff. That would be super cool, because I was trying to think about it.
Well,
you can't really.
Did y'all ever play the Warriors game?
Nuh-uh.
So the Warriors game, I never played it, but I watched some people
Like
play
the
it.
movie Warriors?
Yeah.
Okay.
How that would work is like you played as the gang, but like this level you'd play as this guy.
Yeah.
And this level you'd play as this guy, and like just a bunch of stuff. And so I just kind of envisioned it a little bit like that. Like you aren't necessarily locked in on one part. The main, honestly, I just wanted the idea of just you traveling by pushing off the
Well, see,
points. Like,
that's
that'd be
why
just so badass.
Well, that's why if you played that game, the best way to do it is you would play a single character as a Mistborn, because Mistborn have all the power.
But would you have, like, Superman or Spider-Man has those, he's so fucking mouthy.
Yeah.
And, whoa! So, I mean, would you have, like, your Mistborn be like, well, guys, watch out.
No,
looking for more metal.
I would just find the bleakest, most existential quotes possible and just have to say, why am I even alive? What is the point? Everything looks like ass.
bleak.
Yeah, it just instead of like plink, plink, plink of the
I want
coins
to cut
falling, it'd be
myself so I
bleak,
can
bleak,
see
bleak,
some
bleak.
color.
Yeah.
Everything is gray and black. Only thing that color is red of my blood.
Oh, God.
It wasn't that bad. The first book was correct.
Okay.
The first book was
Yeah, it gets.
Yeah.
I have my
So-
last one. I have one.
Okay, go for it.
Do you have one?
Uh-huh.
You have,
He's
you
got
have
his
your last
go-
one. How
winner.
many
I've got
more
all
do you have,
kinds
Bobby?
of shit.
Okay, I've got one more and then my winner.
Okay, then do your one more.
All
Because
right.
I have my winner.
Okay.
And he has his winner.
No,
The
I
total-
have the winner.
The Total
Oh.
War games.
Uh-huh.
All right, amazing Games. Total War, they're combination, like they're kind of real time strategy, but they're known for their battles. They're just so amazing. Game of Thrones, Total War, or I guess it'd be Total War Game of Thrones. It would be fucking amazing. It lived itself perfectly because like the best one ever was Shogun Total War, and it was like
You liked the Shogun more than the Warhammer?
oh well the Warhammer one. Oh, actually, the Warhammer would probably be a better comparison because there is a little bit of more
Right.
fantasy elements to it.
See, that's the thing I immediately jumped to when you said that, is that part of the fun in those games is, in my opinion, is because I think that the Warhammer one was the best one, is having the giant, big fantasy units, and I
Yeah.
don't know how many of those would exist in Game of Thrones.
There'd be some, but you could. I mean, you'd have like the whites and whatnot. There could be dragons and yada yada yada. Because you could set it in different periods. You don't have to necessarily be in the
Yeah.
covering the books. But so apparently they're coming out with a new Total War. It's set in the Warring States period of China.
It's already come out, yeah.
Yeah, and it's amazing because it's got two modes. One mode is like historically accurate, and the other mode is a little bit more like
It's Dynasty Warriors.
a little bit, yeah, and like it's a lot more of like unreal part of like Warhammer, and so but apparently they are both equally fun,
Yeah.
which is cool. So, but yeah, a total war Game of Thrones would be shit hot, I think.
I've played a couple Game of Thrones games.
Yeah, the Telltale game, maybe.
They're
I haven't played
meh.
that, but
no.
I never even thought about the Telltale
Facebooky
games. There'd be some
game.
really good. There'd be a bunch of books you could do at Telltale.
yeah,
that'd
but
be
I
really
figured that
good.
was so close to books,
Yeah.
anyways, that I wasn't going to mention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Tanya.
All right,
What's
so-
your losing, winning
Yikes.
choice?
The books that I think I would enjoy the most would be, as a game, the Paper Magician, Glass Magician,
Yeah.
Master Magician books, as a Diablo-esque dungeon crawler. So
Okay.
learning magic systems and spells, that's super fun in games and stuff anyway. And
Yeah.
so CNE Twill is learning how to do magic with these materials. But there's this particular scene in the first book where she travels through the 4 chambers of Emery's heart. And so that would be super cool because like she basically goes through his in his heart, like his fears, his hopes, his like what he's embarrassed about, that kind of thing. And so I can just see, because they describe in the book like where she's like peeling apart the valves of his heart, it's all like bloody and shit. That would just be kind of cool
Yeah.
to like go through those little portal things and then like
Okay.
I
tinker
imagine-
around
I can
through
see
history.
it, but I think a better choice is a game that you won't have played, but I think would be a better choice for what you're trying to do, is the American McGee's Alice, where it's the premise behind that is Alice goes back. You find out that Alice was really crazy the whole time, kind of deal.
Yeah.
And so, but her house burned down, killing her parents, and she's been locked in an asylum for like the past 10 years. And she goes back to Wonderland, and everything, because it's all in her head, everything's all like twisted with insanity. So it had all these really cool, like I could see that exact like going through the hearts as this American McGee's Alice. It had this really creepy, kind of almost Spawny type artwork to it. It was really cool. But yeah, no, I could fuck with that.
Yeah, magic systems and learning and bloody hearts. Rah.
I could see why you would want to do that since you're a serial killer. It makes sense.
Yikes.
True.
And I figure anything that will stop you from killing me, I'm for. So
Yeah.
if that's what it takes, let's get this woman a video game.
Right.
All right.
Do you want me to go, or do you want to go?
It's up to you.
Okay, I'll go ahead and go. I want an open world game in the style of Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Witcher, Redwall.
Ooh.
Yes. You get to pick. Are you playing as a squirrel or an otter?
Scugs all day.
Yeah, like squirrel, otter, mouse. Like you can't be a badger.
That's
like,
OP.
Because it's just a badger be OP.
Yeah.
But you can be a hare, and you
That's like playing a dragon. You can't.
Yeah.
You don't get to play a dragon
But-
in those games.
Could
Right.
I buy a skin and be a hamster?
Yes.
Just get a mod. I mean,
Yeah.
Hamsters.
And then you just go around like you're based out of Redwall Abbey maybe, or like if you're a hare, maybe you're based out of Salamandastron, and you just going around just open world questing. You know, like
I kind of love
the
that.
big overarching plot is there's a horde of rodents invading the region, and you're dealing with that.
I kind of love that a
yeah,
lot.
no, I want it so fucking bad now, and
Oh, that
I'll
will be
never-
so adorable.
Yeah. That's the thing. I think if anything, it might be. Well, that's the thing. Like, it'd be so adorable that I think it would scare off some of your like hardcore gamer bros.
Fucking
But then,
I don't know.
Nerd
You'd be surprised. A lot of people I've discovered kind of know about what Redwall
Yeah.
is online.
yeah. Well, because most of them, even if they didn't read it, they know someone who was reading it when they were younger.
Yeah.
You know.
That would
So-
be so fun. And I mean, really kind of depends on the art style that you put the game
Incorporate,
in. Because
yeah.
if you make it more cartoony, then it's going to look cuter. But if it's more...
I don't know if you do a
Not so
certain
cartoony.
style
I
of
could-
cell
I-
shading, it would be.
Yeah, I'm seeing
pretty
it in my
cool,
head. I
cartoony.
think it'd just be so cool, and just you're exploring the forest of Redwall.
Oh my god!
And like
I want
it
this.
lends itself
Yeah.
so well to expansions because there are some books where they just go way the fuck away. Like
Yeah.
Pearls of Lutra, they go to this distant
You could
island.
add extra critters. You could play
So-
as... Could you ever play as the bad guys?
No, I wouldn't say so.
Okay.
Well, you could.
You could have an expansion where
You could
you're...
have. Well, if you wanted to go,
I'm
I would say
sly little
MMO.
fox.
Like I would, if they were going to do an MMO,
Yeah.
I would say yes. But if you're just open world book, you're just playing as good guy critter. But if you're going MMO, I could see a Horde alliance, but it's like literally the Horde versus Redwall.
And you could have cooking skills.
Yeah.
Be like little fryers.
God,
And
yeah.
all the feasts.
Yeah.
A monthly feast baked
Oh,
into
yeah.
the game. Oh my gosh.
Baked into the game.
Yes.
All right,
That's
Derek,
kind of great.
Now that I've
So-
already told the winner, let's get your anticlimax.
No, because now I've got another one that
Okay.
you just gave me, and I don't know, and like this is almost the correcter answer.
Okay.
But since it's not necessarily for me, it's an open world game. And you just
Yeah.
made me think of it when you said what you said, and then I was desperately seeking for the answer before you said Redwall, and this is what came to mind. And I think this is the correct answer, Bob.
Okay.
Open world Malzahn.
I mean, you're not. I thought of what game
Or-
would I want to play this Black Company, and I couldn't think of one. But a Malazan open world.
Either
I think-
that or
I think a Malazan MMO would be better.
I was thinking
because
I was thinking more of maybe a Pillars of Eternity.
well, because here's my thinking on that is like
Uh-huh.
there's so many of these like basically like world-ending powers that lend themselves to being like raid bosses, kind of.
That's true.
So
You'd
like,
have it just
yeah,
in all the different zones. You could go into the
Yeah.
what are they called the
Warrens.
Yeah, there you go.
Use that as like your fast travel system. Yeah, no, I could.
Oh, man.
I could see that. Yeah,
I just didn't know if
it's a rich world. I just
my
so much
problem.
of
The only
books I
reason,
didn't like.
the only thing with that is I didn't know if they had like, because I only read like the first two books. Is there a strong enough two faction system to be able to do an MMO?
Well, you could basically just have like it depend like I would probably just pick one continent to do it on, and then you could have it like the forces of Malazan.
Well, I mean,
in the forces of like
in WoW, the other expansions open up other continents later, anyways.
So yeah, I think you could do it. Yeah, or you could have either you're like part of the Malazan Empire, or you're part of the Letheri Empire, or I don't know. Yeah, I think you could make it happen.
The reason we mention this for those who have not read those books is there's like. It kind of touches on the reasoning for my next answer too. It's a world that has a plethora of ways to be like an uber badass, basically.
Yeah.
And everybody has their thing, and then you're like, well, I wonder who of these uniquely badass people would actually win.
Yeah, a fighting game could be cool, of just like the top 20 badasses of Malazan.
So, here's my actual answer, and I will hear nothing of it. Deathstalker by Simon R. Green. So, for
as
those,
a fighting
anything,
game?
anything, man.
Okay.
Like my original thought was a fighting game.
Yeah.
Because for those who don't know, Simon R. Green's Deathstalker books are set in a sci-fi setting where there's this massive corrupt human empire, and inside it there are basically all these different forms of epic badassery. They've got like
there's a bunch of different people have cool powers from a bunch of different sources.
Right. So like the main character Deathstalker, or Owen Deathstalker, has like this genetic ingrained thing called the boost, where they think and subvocalize a certain word, and it gives them increased reaction speeds, power, strength, and all this other stuff, and it makes them more than human, makes them badass. But then you have other people like investigators, who are people that are taken from birth and specially trained in weird ways to make them more than human, so that they can fight and kill any kind of aliens that the Empire comes into contact. So they have to be smart enough to be able to figure out what they're looking at, figure out the way to kill it.
The coolest one is that one woman who she's got the power that she can reach into parallel dimensions and summon up clones of her.
But you can't. Yeah, but she doesn't get that until spoiler things happen.
Yeah,
and that's
cool.
That's a character that would have that thing, but there's not. The reason I'm mentioning the things that I'm mentioning is because they're types of characters in the world. There's also espers that have psychic powers that can manifest in different ways. Yeah. There's also augmented men that are half cyborg. They're also vampires.
What I would want to see that game be is a MMO in space. Because there's not a good space MMO other than Eve, and Eve is not a game, it's a career.
Let's see. I mean, they've tried some other ones. There's some that are okay. Like, the Star Wars one was really good, but it had some things that kind of got in the way of it. Mostly just that people don't play MMOs that much anymore.
I'd really like to see, this is completely different, but I was thinking about it while you were talking, an Aeronauts Windless game.
Okay,
where you could just like have your own airship. Yeah. I don't know what you do. I just would like to fly around an airship and have a little character on my...
The cat?
Yeah.
The cat is like
the narrator
the narrator, or the person who like teaches you the game.
Yes, Little Mouse.
Little Mouse. Do that.
I want just an Aeronauts Windless type, like just not an MMO, just a regular RPG, like a...
Yeah.
Beat the game kind of thing?
No, it's just
storyline beat the game?
Yeah, it has a story, like it's a Final Fantasy, because in a lot of Final Fantasies they have airships.
Yeah.
This one, it would just... and there's also one, I can't remember the name of it right now, that you actually played just space pirates, and you were a team of space pirates, and that was the RPG, and you were flying around doing space piratey things.
Yeah. I will say that a Deathstalker MMO, or just big sandboxy kind of game, I could really get behind
a Deathstalker Dragon Age game.
But Red Wall,
no,
open source.
Nah.
Or open world.
Nah.
I'm going to be... I don't know what I'd be. Would I be an otter? Would I be a skug? Would I be a hedgehog or a mole?
Hedgehogs.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Increased strength, high
Hedgies.
defense. God, I want to make like a D&D setting of Redwall. I wonder if they ever did a D&D style
Probably.
book for Redwall. I'm going to have to look that up.
If not, you need to make it at least
Next
a
campaign.
one-sheet
No,
RPG.
no,
Okay,
Bob.
one
Just
page
stop
RPG.
it. You should be writing your Badger.
Badger noble houses.
Yes.
Clan war.
It's like you're not even wanting the money.
Yeah, right.
Do you or do you not want that furry money?
You're right.
Yikes.
All right.
That means
Well, I
something
think-
different.
No, that's exactly.
He
Yeah.
said
what I meant.
He said what he meant. All right. So I think we pretty well covered the gamut of games that will never get made, and so we just killed ourselves a little bit inside. So
What would y'all like, listener?
yeah,
What games would you want to play?
let us know, and if you will write us, message us, talk to one of us, let us know what your you can let us know who had the best idea. Spoiler: open source Redwall, open world Redwall. Fuck.
Tighten
But
up.
if you will tell us your idea for one, we'll pick our favorite and read it on the air.
Yeah. booksbeardsbooze@gmail.com. Booksbeardsbooze on Facebook.
You know,
Yeah.
I desperately was trying to think of a Name of the Wind thing that I would want to play, but I don't want to play. I just want to read the rest of the story. I just want to read the next book.
See, and I
Yeah.
thought, if you did a Name of the Wind one, it would kind of just feel like the Harry Potter games. You're just like, derp, derp, I'm in school, I'm learning spells.
Well, it's just one
Like,
of those things where it's like
I'm going to go off and have shenanigans now.
the best part of
go
those,
back to class.
The best
Like,
part of those is the writing and the
Yeah.
character.
Nothing,
You
because
can't get that level of
Derek,
character.
nothing really happens in those books.
Everything really happens in those books.
All right. Before
I just wanna, like,
that argument starts,
Get a dragon high on candy. That's kind of all I really want to do.
It's not really candy. It's super like what it was.
Resin or some shit.
Well, yeah, it was dinner resin, but I don't remember like what that is.
Opium,
bath
yeah,
salt. It was bath salts.
Yeah.
It was not bath salts.
Who wouldn't want to have a dragon high?
on
on
fucking
fucking
who
bath salts?
wouldn't
Me.
want a dragon with PCP? No, man, that'd be
That'd
great.
Oh yeah, you guys.
That
Have,
would be
That would
great.
never go.
Fuck
That would
outta
never
here.
go poorly.
Well, that's the boss at the end. You have to shake the dragon.
All right. So,
What are we looking at
what
now around the room?
what around the room am I looking at?
why don't you just talk about where you came from and be like,
So in the coming week,
as you move
the,
from one home to the next and get your belongings settled.
I don't want to think about that. I don't
While you walk on your slightly sticky, not quite dry,
Yeah, oh, my floors are
newly
finally done, so I can
stained
finally
floors.
move in. They look fantastic, but they're not fully dried yet, so I still can't move my
As
stuff
you
in
leave
yet.
your footprints across the freshly sealed floors in your new home, I hope that you're wearing clean socks and that you don't leave fucking dirty shit everywhere.
well, Bob doesn't have clean socks, so
and may the blessing of the beard be upon you. God damn it.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Books, Beards, Booze. Our co-hosts are Bob, Derek, and Tanya. Our producer is Bob. For more information, visit our website, booksbeardsbooze.com. Follow our social media at Tales by Bob. If you enjoyed this podcast, please rate, subscribe, and share. Okay, bye.